So guys, good afternoon. I'm Bafata, and this is also my educational channel. As we discussed in the previous class, we have seen that the course which is known as the numerical application or application of numerical and techniques. So today we are going to discuss another course which is known as control system. So this course is very important and a crucial course, mostly in engineering fields, in the different engineering fields. We need this course for application of different engineering fields. So we need this control system. So this control system is very important course in different engineering. This deals with the by the system. The system. What you know about system? System is nothing but one of the function or the sequence for the evolution and the creation of the organism. So as we know, according to our biology knowledge, we know that the sequence to create for creation of the or for the evolution of the organism, there is a sequence starting from the single cell up to organism. There is the sequence or the order. So in this case, the system can be defined as it is the one of the parts or the function or the process of the body or body of the organism, which is specified for particular function of the body. So what is the meaning of this means? The meaning of this is nothing but this system is according to biology knowledge. So system means the function or the part or the structure of the body which is specialized for a particular action or activity of the body. So when we see the definition of the system according to this course, that means the control system. System means nothing but a collection of components or elements to perform the specific task. This is a definition for system according to control system knowledge. So when we see the system according to diagrammatical representation, system means nothing but the collection of elements. The collection of elements is nothing but the system. So as we know that, for example, this our laptop, our mobiles, all are the systems, because they are doing some process. Since one thing is doing one process, we can say that thing or that device is system. So system we can define in other way. It is the collection of elements which can take input and can produce or prepare the desired output or response. Okay, so without system we can't get any output or any response. So to get the response, we need input as well as the system and the out. To get the output, we need system and input. Input means nothing but the raw material which we are giving as a data to our system. That is known as the input, or the raw material, or we can say that also as it's a raw material, or it is the necessary thing to get the expecting outputs or response. So diagrammatically, we can define that this system is the collection of elements which can take the inputs and produce the desired outputs. So this is the system boundary. Another thing is when we say the types of the system, there are many types of system. For example, electrical system, mechanical system, electromechanical system, hydraulic system, pneumatic system, thermal system, and so on. So these are the types of the systems. The types of the systems. So as we have seen, a system can take inputs and prepare the outputs by using the system or the processing device. So according to the example, one example is given here. What is that example? So inputs for the system is electrical energy there, and at the system place there is the electric motor in there. So the input is electrical energy. By using the system motor, electric or the system motor, we are preparing the output of the mechanical energy. So here what we are doing in the basically is we are converting one type of the energy to another energy. So to convert one type of energy into another type of energy, we are needing the system. So at the shortly, this is here the example is given. As I have told you, the input is the energy which we are needing to produce the output. So we are taking the input electrical energy as input, and we are preparing the electrical, that means the mechanical energy. We are preparing, or we are producing the mechanical energy as output or as a response. So here we are using the electric motor as a system. So you should understand this. So this is all about the system. When we go to see about the control system or the control system, it is nothing but we can say the control system or the control system. When we say this means we say the control or control system when the output quantity of the system is controlled by the varying the input quantity. We can say that control system or control system. Okay. So when the output quality of the system is controlled by the varying the input quantity, so we can say that controlled system or control system. So another is types of control system. there are two types of control system as a general. There are open loop control system and closed loop control system. So when we see the open loop control system, its definition is nothing but the definition for open loop control system is open loop control system is a system or a control system which means one in which the control action is independent of the output. So we can say that this is when the controlled action controlled action is independent of the output, we can say that open loop control system. So this is the diagram for open loop control system. So that means there is no any feedback. There is no any feedback from output to input. If there is the feedback from output to input, we can say that this system or this control system is closed loop control system. So since we have no any we have no any feedback, we can say that this is open loop control system. So there is input. Another name for input is set value or the reference. Then there is controller. Then there is some disturbance between the process or the plant to be controlled and controller. There is some disturbance there. So there is some disturbance. Then after that there is a process or plant to be controlled in there. Then there is also another before they are producing the outputs, there is the disturbance again, that means the noise is there. Then the output can be produced. That output is called control variable or output, we can say that. So another thing is the examples. What are the day-to-day examples for the day-to-day examples for open loop control system? So the devices such as the electric hand dryer, the automatic washing machine, the bread toaster, the automatic tea or coffee maker, time-based clothes dryer, light switch and volume on straw system. These all are known as the examples or the day-to-day applications that we are using in different places for so we can say that these are an examples for open loop control system, the devices which are using the open loop control system to perform the tasks. So the second type of the control system is nothing but closed loop control system, or another name for this closed loop control system is automatic control system. Okay, this automatic control system is nothing but automatic control system is, or a closed loop control system is one in which the control action is somehow dependent on the output. Okay, so in the previous type of the control system, that means the open loop control system, there is no any dependency between the output action and the input. So that means the input is independent from the outside activity or the controlled action. So we can say that that is a closed loop control system. So another difference between the control and the that means the open loop and the controlled closed loop control system is the main thing is the presence of the feedback in closed loop control system, whereas the absence of the absence of feedback in open loop control system. So when we see the diagram for the open loop, no, closed loop control system, so we are seeing here everything is very simple. That means the desired output is there and the input or the reference value is there. The controller, then the controller is there. After controller and before actuator, there is the disturbance there. So we are using the actuator for correction element. It's the correction element, so we are using actuator. Then process is there, process or print to be controlled, plan to be controlled. These are in the system place, or it is the process place. So then after this process, we have disturbance or the noise is there. Then the output is there. That is another name for output is a controlled variable. So after that, there are, as we see in this diagram or the picture or the figure, the output is running from the feedback is coming from the output to to desired output. So in between these things there is the feedback. So by using this feedback, we are saying, or we are defining that system is open loop control system. If there is no, this is open loop control system. If there is feedback, that is known as closed loop control system. What are the examples for closed loop control system, or what are the uses or the day-to-day activities devices which are using closed loop control system? Are the first example is automatic electronic iron. So the second one is servo voltage stabilizer. The fourth one is water level controller. The fourth one is nothing but the missile launched and auto tracked relay. So the another is AC, which is air conditioner. Then the last one is the cooling system in car. These all are the devices or the applications which we are using in our day-to-day activities. So these devices, all devices are very important in different day-to-day activities. Okay. So another thing is closed loop control system of iron. This is the how it's working. Nothing about how this closed loop control system of the iron implant is doing. So this is the working principle or the working and the details. Okay, we are going to see now the comparison between open loop control system and the closed loop control system. There is a disadvantage and advantage. That means open loop control system is always stable, whereas closed loop control system is it accurates the outputs. Okay. The second one is the economic system. The economic system that is reliable outputs. In the economic system is an open loop part, and we can see in the closed loop control system it's output accurate outputs. Okay, so another thing is nothing but it is disadvantage for the open loop control system when we see it's inaccurate outputs. Okay, inaccurate outputs and unreliable outputs. These are the disadvantages for open loop control system. And when we see the closed loop control systems advantage and the disadvantage, this closed loop control system has its advantage, that means it is accurate, the outputs are accurate and reliable output it has for closed loop control system, but it has also disadvantage. So the disadvantage for the closed loop control system is it is the costlier, and that means it's very expensive, and designing a stable CL system is tedious. So its designation is also tedious. Okay, so this is all about some topics which are used in that we are discussing in the control system. The other is the classification of control system. So we can define or we can classify the control system or a control system as continuous time feedback system and discrete data feedback control system. So here the classification of the control system: discrete data feedback control system and the continuous time feedback system. So here we consider the feedback system is continuous if the signal in all parts of the control system are continuous function of time. The system is classified as a continuous time feedback system. So when we say discrete data or control system, discrete data control systems are those systems in which at one or more panels of the feedback control system, the signal is in the form of pulse. Okay, in the form of pulses. Usually, the error in such system is sampled at a uniform rate, and the resulting pulses are fed to the control system. Okay, this is all about the classifications of data feedback control systems. Now that means feedback control systems. So the other is the linear control system. An element is said to be linear. When we say linear, it means if an element is said to be linear if it obeys the principle of superposition and homogeneity. So when the system uh, when the system that means when the system obeys or respects an element that's said to be the linear means if it obeys the principle of the superposition and homogeneity term. So that time also I can say that the system is linear. So this, as you have seen, this is the diagram and for linear control system. So another thing is non-linear control system. Any system which does not obey the superposition principle is said to be non-linear system. That means when the system follows or fulfills the fulfills the superposition principle and when it follows or the superposition principle, it is said to be that means what I say linear control system or linear feedback control system. So when we say non-linear, it is the opposite of that. The opposite of that is non-linear. If it is not obeying the principle of the principle, it's not obeying if it is not obeying the principle of homogeneity and superposition term, we can say that the system is non-linear. So another type of the system, the feedback control system is time invariant systems. When we say time invariant, we can say that the system is time invariant when the input to a system is delayed by t seconds. Okay, when it's delayed by the t seconds, if the output is also delayed by the same time t, the system is said to be a time invariant system. Okay, so this is an example for time invariant. That means x of t is the signal, the input signal, and the system is there. After that, the output or the response for y of t is there. When we say time invariant, when the input system delayed by t seconds, there is delay of t seconds or the duration of the t second is there. So we can say that the system is the time invariant feedback control system. So x of t minus t is equal to is giving y of t minus t. So this is very important point. The another thing is the mathematical modeling. Okay, the mathematical modeling. When we see the mathematical modeling, if a system is composed of the linear, lumped, and time invariant elements, its behavior can be modified by either linear algebraic equations or linear differential equations with constant coefficients. If the input-output relation are algebraic, the system is said to be what system? The static system. If the relations are described by differential equation, the most is used and the system is said to be dynamic system. Okay. So another most useful and common mathematical model is transfer function of the system. So we are going to see the transfer function. Transfer function is nothing but it is the function. It is one of the function which is the ratio of the Laplace transform of the output to Laplace transform of the input. So it is assumed that will initial condition in the system are zero. In the system are zero. So this is one of the example here. R of S is given. T of X is the system and C of S is the output. So here what we are saying, what I'm saying is T of S is equal to C of S over R of S. That means T of S means nothing but the transfer function is equal to C of S over R of S. Okay. So another type of the system is the electrical system. To obtain the relation between the applied voltage and the current in the form of differential equation and transfer function. This is the diagram which is given. Writing down the Kirchhoff's voltage law equation for the law, we have R of t is equal to L d of t over dt plus 1 by c. So this is the example or the equation for what? For electrical system. This is also example for electrical system. We can do like this we can do, and then upload this in there. I think this today's class is enough because I'm also tired. For today's class, this is enough as introduction. And please, if this video is helpful for you, if it is helpful and if it is nice for you, please try to share, like, and subscribe my channel. Thank you for your watching this video. Thank you.